Everybody for being here, so many of y'all in person. We'll go ahead and call the Comet Board of Directors meeting for Wednesday, October 22nd to order. Ms. Jacobs, will you take the roll?
Ms. Aline?
Here.
Mr. Andrews?
Present.
Mr. Barnwell?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Present.
Ms. Gleason?
Present.
Ms. Herbert? Representative Howard? Dr. Morris?
Here.
Racia? Here. Mr. Unthank?
Here.
Mr. Walker?
Here.
Advisory members, Mr. Green?
Here.
Ms. Boone? Here. Ex officio, Mr. Durst?
Here.
Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you so much. That brings us to item 2, the adoption of the October 22nd, 2025 agenda. Looking to staff to see if there are any modifications to the agenda suggested. Seeing none, is there a motion regarding the agenda for the board? Moved
Second.
and seconded. Any discussion regarding the agenda? All right, we'll take the vote.
Ms. Aline?
Yes.
Mr. Andrews?
Aye.
Mr. Barnwell?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Ms. Gleason?
Yes.
Ms. Herbert? Representative Howard? Dr. Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Racio?
Yes.
Mr. Unthank?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Carries.
Thank you. And I will just say that regarding the agenda, we do have one executive session item for today. And we do have one presentation, so we'll keep it moving. That'll bring us to number 3, our consent calendar. 3A is the approval of the September 24th, 2025 meeting minutes on pages 3 through 6. 3B is the submission of the invoice check registers on pages 7 through 22. Is there a motion regarding the consent calendar?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the consent calendar items 3A through 3B.
Thank you. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Great. We'll take the vote to approve the consent calendar.
Ms. Aline?
Yes.
Mr. Andrews?
Aye.
Mr. Barnwell?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Ms. Gleason?
Yes.
Ms. Herbert? Representative Howard? Dr. Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Racio?
Yes.
Mr. Unthank? Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Carries.
Thank you. That brings us to number 4, our Midlands Transit Riders Association update. Mr. Durst.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Couple of things. First of all, I wanted to mention that we have heard nothing but praise for the 30-minute change on the 801. It's fabulous. The only complaint is it doesn't do Saturdays or Sundays. Sundays we could handle, but Saturdays, it would be nice if it could expand one more day. I'm reminded of something that Derek Huggins told me several years ago when he was chair. And he said, when the 801 goes to every 30 minutes, it's going to be such a boon for that area. And he was right. It really was. Now comes the interesting part. In relation to the Gamecock Express, we know it fills a need. It's a great program to getting the folks to the stadium. We have one rider that takes the 21. He lives out in Rosewood area. He takes the 21 up to Hardin Street, and then he walks down the hill on Rosewood down to the stadium. And he's found that he gets there quicker than the Gamecock Express. We had a little discussion on our Facebook page this week. And the consensus was, is there a way for the Comet to partner with the university to run a shuttle rail service from the university over to the stadium on game days. There are a lot of rails that run through that area, so it wouldn't be much in the way of walking. But it would free up a whole bunch of traffic to get to and from the stadium. I suspect you'd have to partner also with CSX because it's their rail line. But if the university could put that bill to get a shuttle over to the stadium by way of the rail, would be a big deal. And we were also thinking, since it would be a premium route, so to speak, you could charge $5 a head to get them over there, and people would pay that to avoid the parking and all that stuff.
So traffic will be heavy down there, because I work the football games. I work every year, you know, and out.
So just something to think about.
Yeah, it's heavy, but a lot of people try to go early, you know, and make sure they can find them a parking space. And they have opened up a lot over there close to that fairground. So it has helped a lot this year too. I work all the games out down there. Every time.
Rail, let's do it. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Durst. Yes. That will bring us to the call to the public. We do have one person signed up for call to the public, and that's Mr. David Lewis.
First of all, good afternoon to each one of you.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
I have three different subject matters, but I'm trying to make it brief. Number one is security. Thank you for hiring me. A lot of people cannot stand their guts because they do what they're supposed to do. They're not only doing it, they also come into Call of Duty to help people when they don't have to. So to me, that's a good choice to do. Second topic is booths. A lot of booths, when you do an advertisement, the drivers cannot see the passengers, nor the passengers can see the driver. Do not have advertisement in front of the booth blocking that where neither one of them can see. Because a lot of times the drivers actually miss the passenger. They may see it after the fact, and I have seen close to some accidents almost taking place because of that. So whoever in charge of advertising, make sure they erase that and put it on the outside where the advertisement could be facing, not blocking it where the passenger nor the driver can see the passenger, where the buses come in that direction. The third aspect is communication. In riding the bus when I moved here in 1999, I had never seen where when you get to a certain point in time, around 6:30, 7 o'clock, if something happened, you cannot get hold to no one. Call center is down. Makes no simple common sense because stuff happens. From the time the bus routes run to the time it ends, even if it's closed downtown, have somebody at a call center where something do happen, they can call in and come to and make that arrangement where the public can have communications. Because I have been involved in accidents. I've been where bus drivers walked off the bus. I've been involved in a number of different situations. Now, if something like that happened, God forbid, they cannot communicate with anybody whatsoever to say, we need help. Please change that and make it for the time you're open to the time the last bus ends and comes into the yard, that people, in case of need, can communicate and you can have access. That's, again, simple common business sense for the sake of public who you represent. Officer, I just told him how good a job you done. Keep up the good work. Give him a good hand. Give him a hand.
Thank you. That will bring us to item 6, our discussion and action items.
I got a point, please. I got to get it
Yes,
off my
Miss
chest.
Lee.
Yes. I catch the bus to go downtown 12, downtown all the time. And they have really improved that area down there around by the transit. They have cleaned it up and they have so many buses on one side and so many buses on this side. And it has, I don't see parked up like it used to be. Now, it used to be a floodgate down there, but it has really improved. And I have to give y'all credit, Jack. Y'all have done a good job in there down there. And those people that y'all got working inside down there, they make sure. And those security guards, they're walking around at what they're supposed to be doing. Now, when I'm down there, and I catch bus just about every other day. I'm nosy.
Yes,
I get lonesome.
I can piggyback on that because I stopped down there a couple of times early in the month, and it has improved tremendously. I just was happy to see that. Whether it's Mr. Pearl or whomever responsible, we need to commend them.
That's right.
Great team.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Speaking of our great team, 6A is our service update for September 2025. Mr. Cooksey.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My report's on 23 through 36. Operations remain stable. We've seen some progress in our preventive maintenance in September versus the last couple of months prior. Customer service quality as well. We did see a slight uptick in our concerns, but that was primarily due to the service change and people just getting used to that. My understanding is that's tamped down quite a bit, so people are getting accustomed to that. We also undertook a on-time performance adjustments to some timing and routes and things of that nature. And, you know, it's very early there, so we'll have more to report on that as more data comes in and more time on that. Also, our recruitment and retention trends continue upward. So that's really positioning us for a good operational balance for Q1 26. I have here, this is a, I'm wondering, what is this sitting over here? Well, recently I went to a general manager summit for our ATP Dev all of last week. It was held in Durham. And all of the agencies across the country, it's about 40 plus, were there and going over a variety of things. And one of the things you always hear me talking about is headcount, recruiting, and turnover. Well, here in the Columbia team was recognized for our third quarter. We were the winners for our top turnover percentage. So we were very proud of that. It's a team effort, all the things that we're doing. So, because, you know, honestly, I mean, being very transparent, quarter two was tough. You all have those tough months of work. It was not a good month, but the group bouncing back and in quarter three and being recognized, it felt good. It felt good, you know, for the team. So I know the effort they put in, and they awarded us this wonderful trophy among some other things. But I just wanted to bring that and say kudos to them. And by the way, we're doing well across the country in this area. Just listening to the other 40 agencies across the nation. So we want to keep up that good work, kind of keep our foot on the gas, as you might say, you know, within the speed limit. And also, Mr. Mack, we did have Operator of the Month, Mr. James Wheeler. Can you read that?
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody. Mr. James Wheeler, we are proud to recognize him as our Employee of the Month for September. Mr. Wheeler has 9 years of dedicated service as a bus driver. He consistently exemplifies professionalism, safety, and reliability in every aspect of his role. Beyond his outstanding work performance, Mr. Wheeler is a passionate musician who enjoys playing the drums. He is a proud father of 4 and a grandfather of 10, and he cherishes spending quality time with his family. Mr. Wheeler's commitment to excellence and his positive attitude makes him a valued member of the RATP/Comet team. We congratulate him, and again, as we say in the Navy, bravo Zulu to Mr. Wheeler.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Mack. So that concludes my report. I just wanted to thank everybody for their support as we keep driving forward, driving our trends in the right direction, and fix anything that comes up and, you know, resolve anything that may come up in front of us. So again, thank you very much. Yes.
Mr. Cooksey, just wanted to be mindful. I know our team does a great job of beautification at the transit centers, and I have noticed some overflowing trash cans in the hospitality districts. If we could just continue to be mindful of that. Got some calls on that, so
we'll get on that.
Appreciate that. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Cooksey, going back to the on-time performance. So we are at 59.66 with USC on-time performance. So 40% of the time we fail. What is the goal? What is the contract goal with RapDev for on-time performance? In Raleigh-Durham, we saw them at 95%. So why are we so far below standard here? We brought in a consultant to change all the timetables. We paid thousands of dollars to that consultant to square these timetables up to make them better. Why is this only increasing by 0.47% on time?
Yeah, so our goal for RATP Dev is to get to 85%. That's our target. And it's on a stair-step system. There's 80, then there's 85, then there's what they call liquidated damages if we don't meet that number. The most recent on-time performance project that just undertook was to address some of those issues so we work in getting those numbers higher. I mean, Vince, who's here, may be able to give more detail on the amount of work that's being put in to make the adjustments where necessary.
So we are having liquidated damages against RapDev if they don't meet the 85% on-time performance.
Oh, absolutely. We've been paying that for the last couple of years when we miss it. So it is a financial penalty. So it's obviously something we want to not have.
Sure.
And we work very aggressive on making improvements. So that's where we're at the second step. I call the second step major stage of the initial on-time performance was around 40% when I got here, okay? So we made that first heavy lift, and now we're making the second one to get back to continue even higher.
Well, we did change the timetables, right? We changed all the scheduling and the timetables with that consultant and with the new trapeze?
Yeah, some of them have been changed, but there's still more work to be done. I mean, this isn't a one and done type situation. You know, on-time performance has to constantly be looked at least quarterly or every run pick when the operators pick. You gotta constantly be making adjustments. The traffic patterns have changed, people's habits have changed, and we have a large square mile radius.
I understand the large square mile
that we're covering as well.
But you've only changed 0.5% compared to August of 2025 over 1 month. You've increased 0.5%.
That's correct. That's still part of the old data. The service change didn't take place until the 21st. So we're still working through that. I don't understand. So we're still in the process of working through the time changes that were made. There are going to be more changes and adjustments coming forward as we find what combinations work better to improve our performance.
So not all the time changes have been made yet.
There's probably, if someone wants to chime in, they can give you additional.
The initial time change.
Let's try to keep it orderly here.
Can I ask for a point of clarification?
Yes.
Mr. Green's question, was it about the USC on time?
Well, it was
Because
USC.
there's a big difference.
It's USC and also the overall time.
Okay, but I just wanted to be noted, USC is a whole different animal when it comes to the transit system and how it operates into the bigger picture. If you could break it down hourly, I'm sure the on-time delivery between the hours of 9:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. are pretty stellar. Now, when you get the backup in the university campus corridors, trains, by the way,
That's right.
that's a whole different beast. And I can see that being a huge clump out of our delivery rate.
I'm fine.
So I want to clarify the two things, because it sounds like you're blending two different arguments.
I appreciate that, Councilman, but I would also like to see more data on this. Is it which routes we are having problems with? Are we having and the time frame? I think that you're absolutely right. The time frame and more data. And I asked for that 2 months ago, and we still get these small reports of, I want to see how many people are 10 or 15 minutes late.
I think that Mr. Pearl had a comment, and then yes, Ms. Bowers, or if you want to defer to staff.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We initially, as Mr. Cooksey stated, the way that time points were set up, it was every stop had a time point to it, and that's not functional in transit. So that led to a very low on-time performance. And then some adjustments were made in 2021. And then now we're really delving into the on-time performance. We have outlined what we're going to be looking at and reviewing, studying first, the O1 routes, because those carry 55% of our passengers. So that's our priority, is the O1 routes. And then we move down, and we've been discussing internally what routes have the greatest effect on on-time performance. And we're having discussions about that currently on how we're going to tackle that to best meet the needs of the public as well as increase our on-time performance. So we continue to review this. We will have a report at the service committee on the on-time performance for each route, 10 minutes or later. So that has been requested. We have worked on that. We do have that report. We will report back to the service committee on that. But we are really grabbing a hold of everything on-time performance and our service standards. Our service standards they're not being kept up to an industry standard. So we're moving in that direction. Some of it is RATP, some of it is the comment, but we're looking at everything to work together to make sure that we tackle this. And in some instances, we have a route that in 10 minutes has 4 or 5 time points on it. And that doesn't help our on-time performance. So we're going back in and we're delving into this, and we'll have, as we proceed through this, we'll be reporting to the service committee on updates and what we're working on and how we're going to tackle this and achieve a greater on-time performance in conjunction with RATP data.
In conjunction, we want to make sure the last change that occurred really wasn't focused as much on on-time performance. It was focused on reducing the number of vehicles, buses, at Commerce Central due to a request that we received, from the city. So that was the main focus. And I think, based on comments from Dr. Morris and Ms. Leaton, that it has occurred. You don't see the number of people just, standing around waiting for buses. We're able to get the buses in, get them out, get the people in, get the people out, based on the request that we received. So that was the goal of that, initial change, in September. Now the next focus will be for January to fine tune all the changes that we made so that we can now, say that the on-time performance has improved. And it has improved. It's mostly a PM issue, because if you look at it at the AM on-time performance, it's pretty good. But the PM is where we're seeing most of the problems. So I'm delving into it and looking at it by route and looking at it by time of day, but it just takes time. It's a lot of data, then once you get the information, then you gotta go back to the scheduler and basically put it, ask him to make the adjustments. Sometimes you can make the adjustments, sometimes you can't. So we're trying to piece it all together, and January will be the next step, and then May, hopefully we will tie everything together and make all, and all the adjustments will be made by May.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Bowers.
Also, just to provide some clarification on the USC service, as Mr. Brennan stated, USC is a separate contract. We have not made any changes to the USC routes in a couple of years. So we're working on that because USC has contacted us. They want to make some route changes, and their staff are presently writing those routes to see where the adjustments need to occur. So once they present to us what they're thinking about changing, then we would take a look at it to make sure it's something that can be accomplished. So the USC service, that was not changed.
And is USC getting the same report? Are they seeing this report, their trustees?
Yeah, we provide monthly reports to USC.
So they're seeing their on-time performance there.
Right.
From RAPDEV.
Every month, because I do those reports for USC.
And just one other question. I had to request the missed trips report. So the missed trips report for, I think, September was what, at 1 123.
Yes, that's correct.
And so, and this trip is what? The bus did not get there at all? There was no driver, or
It could
what
be
is
a
that?
variety of issues, right? There may be no driver available, or it might have been a situation on the bus that took place where it couldn't continue the trip, like a mechanical breakdown or medical emergency. Those are some of the issues that contribute to a missed trip.
And is there any liquidated damages for missed trips?
Yeah, so when we miss a trip, what happens with that is we can't bill for that, obviously for that trip. So there is a financial implications for every missed trip. That's correct.
I was under the impression that that was written out of the contract. Director Pearl, can you shed some information on that?
In 2022, that was, the liquidated damage is that they're providing, they have a certain number of hours, certain number of trips to provide. If those trips are missed, then they would be assessed a liquidated damage or a fine for that. That was written out of the contract in 2022. So currently it operates as Mr. Cooksey stated, that if there's a missed trip, then it doesn't get billed.
It doesn't get billed. So it's dependent upon RapDev to bill us.
For the hours that are provided.
Okay.
That they operate, yes, sir.
And I mean, do we check back to make sure that they're not billing us?
Yes.
Okay.
The invoice is reviewed monthly when that's submitted. It goes through 3 different comment personnel.
All right, thank you.
All right. So Mr. Cooksey, does that conclude your report?
Yeah, that concludes my report unless there's any more questions.
Okay, great. We will move on to 6B. So that is Mr. Jackson with the September 2025 ridership report. So we've got some of that. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Discussed. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My report is found on pages 37 to 43. And just to be brief, we continue to see a significant increase in passengers that are counted for 2025 versus 2024 due to the automatic passenger counters. I did check with the vendor because myself and Mr. Pearl were sort of, taken aback by the 67% increase from 24 to 25. And based on the comment, we are within the threshold or the guidelines that have been created. It's a 5% difference threshold between the manual counts, which I am conducting, versus the automatic passenger counts. And we make the comparison within the 5% threshold. So we're very comfortable that the automatic passenger counters are counting passengers correctly. They're accurate, so we're comfortable with, as of right now, with the significant increase in passengers counted. So again, the numbers seems, very significant, very large. However, we're comfortable that they are accurate.
Thank you. And does that conclude your report? Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Thank you. That will bring us to 6C, our Lucius and River update. Mr. Pearl, do you have an update for us for that?
I do, Madam
Okay.
Chair. Thank you. Terracon is currently updating the report to include a drain across, a French drain across the property, a concrete area where there is water seepage. They are prepping a sketch for the location and then the cross section for that. So that is ongoing and proceeding accordingly.
Okay, great. Does that conclude that report, Mr. Pearl?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Dr. Morris.
Yeah, I am still concerned over the fact that the previous company got away with not completing that Lucius Road project. And now we have Terracon. I hope we don't go through that again with them. We need to stay on top of things and let the board know how Terracon is doing. I don't think, and this is strictly my opinion, I don't think that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
And Madam Chair, the way that the project was developed and how the project went along, just coming into this and needing to develop and make sure that we have this completed appropriately. So we, when I got here, we want to make sure that we finish this project correctly and that what we do is a final product. So we don't end up with any other issues with this. So that's why Terracon has been brought into this. And I challenge Terracon a lot as well. And in my discussions with them on how this project, once we complete this last piece of this, it needs to be complete. We need to be done with this. There's no water seepage. What you do has to be a final product. So that is our goal, is to make this, the last thing, a final project for that property.
Mr. Pearl, I hope our challenge is different from the challenge we made with Brownstone.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Anything further on that?
How much, when did that project, I'm not gonna say complete because when was it handed over to us?
I believe that was in late 23.
2023?
2023, that was just after I got, or early 2024.
2022.
22?
My recollection.
Do we know how much we paid to the, generally what we paid to the general contractors?
The total project was 1.7, 1.8 million.
Have we figured out why the, I guess, seepage issues were detected earlier and if we have legal recourse? And have we investigated that?
So that might need to be an executive session item.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, Ms. Baker is on the line here, but we could agendize that for a future executive session to fill in, because I know some of the board members are new and don't have the full picture. Yeah, so thank you. I'll make a note of that for a future agenda.
Madam Chairman, can we share reports with board members? I know some people like to.
Yeah, I think that as long as we may have to copy counsel just to ensure that we have attorney-client privilege for anything that's sensitive. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Ms. Baker, did you get that, or Ms. Heiser?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I think probably the better approach would be if the reports are sent to us and we distribute them that way. It's clear that it's attorney-client privilege.
Okay. Thank you. And staff has heard that. Okay, great. All right. Anything further on 6C? Okay, we'll move on to 7. That's the motions period. I have not been made aware of any motions, which will bring us to 8, our progress reports. The chair report and executive committee update. The executive committee did meet today, and we do have a report for discussion in executive session. So that will be that item. The committee chair's updates. Is there a report from the finance committee? Ms. Aileen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just 2 points. We are in the middle of the annual comprehensive fiscal year audit. You should be receiving, if you haven't already, received questionnaires regarding it. So if you would just please complete those and get them back so that we can close out that process. The second thing is that Interstate will have a representative at the next finance committee meeting so that we can discuss the delay in getting the cutaway buses. So hopefully after that, we'll have additional information regarding that.
Thank you. Does that conclude your report?
It does.
Thank you. Any questions or comments there? Okay, thank you. That'll bring us to 8B, The service committee update, Ms. Herbert is not here. She's tending to her mother right now, so we'll all send her good vibes. Is there anybody else from the service committee who has a report? Okay, great.
Madam
Yes.
Chair, She brought up Mrs. Herbert. Her mother is improved, had some serious surgery. But she is improved.
Great. Thank you for sharing. I wasn't sure how much to let everybody know, but thank you for sharing that update. That will bring us to our executive staff updates. Mr. Pearl.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't have anything additional to add to my report.
Thank you. B is our Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Andrews.
Good afternoon, everyone. My report is in front of you on page 99. I don't have anything additional to add, just to point out that we celebrated 2 birthdays in the month of October, one being the glorious week. And Ms. Woodson. And that is it.
Thank you. And I did notice that there is a round of pink going on in the room. So thank you all for recognizing the month. And I just switched over to a pink pen. So that will bring us to C, our Regulatory Compliance Director, Dr. Prince.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The regulatory compliance and contractual spend update is found on pages 100 to 105 of the board packet. Pages 100 to 103 are relative staff activities, and I won't go over that information that's listed there. During the Finance Committee meeting, I shared information regarding our DBE methodology. And after that meeting, I learned that USDOT had issued an interim final rule regarding the DBE program, and this went into effect October 3rd. And basically, the regulations removed the word race and sex based on assumptions of social economic disadvantage from the program, and they're replacing it with DBE conscious and DBE neutral. Since SCDOT is the certifying agency for the Unified Certification Program, that's where our DBE director is housed, they are responsible for updating or basically looking at all the firms that are currently certified. And they are having to make a determination if the firm should still remain certified, and also to decertify them and recertify them. So currently what they have done, SCDOT has sent a letter to all certified agencies, letting them know on a temporary basis, you're currently decertified until we go back in and do a reevaluation. And USDOT is asking all agencies to do that promptly. So SCDOT, I have talked to them. So when I talked to them last week, they had not really determined exactly how they're going to handle everything. But they do have information on their website that the DBE director is temporary not available. And the regulations also state that agencies that submit DBE goal methodologies that due to delay or wait until the certifying agency has had an opportunity to reevaluate the current director of the current UCB program. And when I prepared the DBE goal methodology, it includes a formula that's included in the regulations. And part of that formula is to include DBE firms, currently certified firms. And the goal is for the next 3 years. So because of the data that's in the DBE goal methodology, it may change. So for that reason, I want to wait until after SCDOT updates the DBE director. Then I'll present a DBE goal methodology.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Mood.
Is the definition of DBT, what was the term?
DBE, well, it had been DBE race conscious and race neutral.
Right.
So USDOT is just asking for the removal of the word race and anything tied to sex.
So there's is the definition of that new term tied up in the material that you're waiting to hear from?
Well, DBE, it will change to DBE conscious and DBE neutral.
So basically, it would just be currently in the process, one of the criteria, your social and economic disadvantage. So it lists it lists firms or individuals based on their race and based on their sex. So what USDOT is saying that we do not want you to utilize that terminology any longer. It is to be open to anyone who has a social and economic disadvantage.
So it's socially and economically disadvantaged is what is the substitute. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further on that item? Thank you. Sounds like a lot of work ahead.
Yes, ma'am. It's CDOT.
All right. That will bring us, and does that conclude your report?
Yes, that's the end of my report. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. That will bring us to D, our Public Information Officer, Ms. Bino Reeve.
Madam Chair, good afternoon, members of the board, staff, and guests. My report will be integrated into next month's packet due to my cover schedule this past month. But I would like to bring your attention to upcoming November 15th and 16th. We have partnered with the City of Columbia for the Finley Park grand reopening. And we'll be running shuttle service from 2 garages down to Finley Park through our Soda Cap Connected 4, because that's a long route. And it will be free for the opening weekend for those who attend the festivities at that festival. So we're really excited about that. It gets more people on our buses, and it helps the city out as well. There is also another consideration that we're going to present to the board members, but I'm going to defer to Angela Jacobs so she could explain what that is.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we've had some requests from the public that would like to email or interact more with the board members if they have some issues that they don't want to come and use their 2 minutes here at the board meeting. In the past, we have had emails tied to comment. So it'll be your name at the comment, but it's going to come directly to the email that you all provided to us. The public won't have access to your private emails. It'll just be a comment email. It'll come directly to you. So IT is working on that now. So just you'll possibly get some emails from public.
And it will be hyperlinked to your presence on our website.
Yeah.
Just a picture with us.
Great, thank you. And the board members are all listed out on the website?
Yes.
Got it. And there are, and I'll just add to that, that there are a few of us who already have public emails through our status as elected officials. So for those of us who have council positions or the mayor, those are publicly available.
Can we use those instead of making a new hyperlink email for the elected officials? Something to ask IT.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay, great. Thank you for that update. Anything further? Okay, perfect. Okay, great. That brings us to item 9, our executive session. As I mentioned, we do have one executive session item. I'm gonna read off statute. Per section, this would be, okay, this would be pursuant to section 30-4-70-A1, which would be the discussion of employment, appointment, compensation, promotion, demotion, discipline, or release of an employee, student, or person regulated by a public body. Is there a motion to go into executive
There's
session?
also a 2, Madam Chair.
What's that?
There's
Oh, we also need to do the
discussion point
A2
2, yeah,
one?
Ms. Heiser.
Okay, so we will have 2 items for executive session, and the second one will be pursuant to code 30-4-70A2. Is there a motion
So
to go?
moved.
Thank you. Motion and second. Discussion. Hearing none, we'll take the vote.
Ms. Owen?
Yes.
Mr. Andrews? Mr. Barnwell?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Ms. Wheaton?
Yes.
Ms. Herbert? Representative Howard? Dr. Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Racio? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Walker?
Yes.
All right, thank you. We are in executive session. Thanks to staff. I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, we'll take the vote to come out of executive session.
Mr. Andrews.
Aye.
Mr. Barnwell.
Yes.
Mr. Brennan.
Yes.
Ms. Gleason.
Yes.
Ms. Herbert. Representative Howard. Dr. Morris.
Yes.
Ms. Troisio.
Yes.
Mr. Unthank.
Yes.
Senator Walker. Motion carries.
All right, thank you. One item was, excuse me, for information and legal advice only. And then we do have one other item that we need to vote on. So I'll try to make this motion unless somebody else wants to do it for me.
I'll make a motion that we take staff's recommendation on employment survey.
As discussed in executive
As
session.
discussed in executive session.
Second.
Great, moved and seconded. We'll take the vote, or sorry, any further discussion? Okay, great, we'll take the vote on that item.
Ms. Celine. Andrews.
Aye.
Mr. Barnwell.
Yes.
Mr. Brennan.
Yes.
Ms. Gleason.
Yes.
Herbert. Representative Howard. Dr. Morris.
Yes.
Ratio.
Yes.
Mr. Unthank.
Yes.
Carries.
Thank you. That brings us to our final item. I forget the number. Number 10. Adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn, second.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, great.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Gotta give me some food, 'cause I ain't cooked.